numbers already. I'm just waiting to see what that's gonna look like.
Drake, there's enough money for everybody to eat, bro. Chill.
And you think it's about the money?
No, I'm just saying he's coming across as very negative, and I always look at it like this. You know, there's enough room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just because one artist may be doing better than you, or maybe pushing more music than you, that means you got to get out and grind harder.
But I mean, Drake has occupied the space that he's been in for quite some time.
True.
The same thing, like I was saying with, like I've said before, with Nicki. Nicki was the only female rapper that people were paying attention to for about 10 years, and that's really the average run. Lil Kim had she was like the female rapper that dominated the game
from like
for
95 to
for about a
early
span of
2000
10 years. But after a while, if you don't change the content of what you're talking about, I'm like, are you speaking from a lived experience, or is this you reminiscing on old experience? Because what I'm finding is like you could only be the stripper club girl for a certain amount of time. After a while, you got to pivot.
Right. You got to change up and switch it up.
And even with men rapping, you can only be the corner boy for a certain amount of time. After a while, either you have to go up or get out of that game and do something else altogether.
It happened
different.
to T.I. I don't know if you remember that when T.I. came out with the whole trap music movement, he switched up his music too.
Yeah, I never really was a big fan of the intelligent adjacent. Yeah, Ti. For so many different reasons,
Really?
I've been able to like kind of stay away from his music. I know certain songs, but there's so many conflicts when it comes to T.I.
I was an early T.I. fan, but after it was the one right before he went to jail. I kind of like drifted off and backed off because he was just going in a direction that I wasn't trying to get with. But
intelligent adjacent. He just has so many. He brings too many conflicting ideas, and then also
it's just a lot going on with that brother. But,
it is, and right now, to see what's been going on with him in the media over the last couple of years, it's just like. It's not the money.
Him and his wife Tiny and the whole crew.
I know you're comfortable. So, like,
right.
What exactly is the thing that's happening with you right now? Because he's always been kind of an oxymoron. I think that he has dual intelligences, like from being in the street and also from being a business person. But even with that, he is. He's not progressive in his ideas, and just how he treats women and the relationships with that. I just no. I can't get with T.I. at all. And
last I heard, he was doing stand-up comedy.
And why?
That's what I'm that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
I don't ever recall him being a jokester.
He's not funny.
Yeah, I don't ever recall him being a jokester. I believe him in being a thug. I believe him in being
that's all documented.
A hooligan, right? I don't believe you being light with your jokes. He's kind of like me. I'm not really a person who you want to rib with because I'm going to say something personal because I'm not good at it, right? Now I can say off one-liners that might get a chuckle but I'm not a comic.
You're not the Yo Mama girl, or you don't play the dozens.
I'm not one you would want to play the dozens with. Because if I take what you're saying personally, which often I don't, but if I take it personally or I feel as if you're trying to insult me personally, if I engage, we're going to go maybe one or two rounds, and then you're going to be like, you know what, either we're going to fight or I'm just like, this is over. So, I'm not a good candidate. I'm not want to do that either. No. I'm not a good candidate for that. No. But I'm a very good audience member. I laugh heartedly when I find things funny. Yeah. Y'all, we got to take this first break. Right. Stay tuned to the Front Porch. It is Trivia Tuesday, so make sure you stay tuned right here on WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
We'll be back.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Good morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. An effort by the state to clear out homeless encampments in New Orleans faces a new challenge. A judge blocked troopers from relocating homeless people while some were literally packing up. Yesterday morning, WDSU received reports that troopers were rounding up unhoused people in the French Quarter and along parts of St. Charles Avenue, then relocating them to Calliope Street near Home Depot. 24-hour notices were given, but a judge ruled that the state needs to abide by all city laws before removing anyone. Thanksgiving travelers packing their bags as they prepare to head out for their holiday destinations. Whether you're hitting the road or taking flight to see your loved ones, expect heavy traffic or long lines at the airport. AAA predicts a record number of travelers this year. They say nearly 80 million people plan to travel for Thanksgiving, with the majority driving. The good news, gas prices are dropping across the country. That includes right here in Louisiana. And if you're flying, now's the time to double check your bags and make sure any food you bring for Thanksgiving dinner won't get taken at security. TSA says things like gravy, wine, apple cider, fruits, and vegetables that weigh more than 3.4 ounces must be in a checked bag. However, baked goods are allowed through security, and any ice packs that keep dishes cold must be frozen solid at check-in. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a wonderful Tuesday.
Keep up with NOLA Public Schools through Education Elevation. Hosted by Superintendent Dr. Avis Williams, Education Elevation will highlight the achievements, innovations, and contributions of scholars, educators, schools, and the district. Tune in every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for engaging conversations and updates as we strengthen connections and support the needs of our scholars. Mark your calendars for every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month, a service of the community scientist and Rise St. James. This month, we're focusing on lead, a heavy metal that's dense, soft, and poses serious health risks. In Cancer Alley, lead exposure from industrial emissions or contaminated soil can significantly increase cancer risks and other health problems. Stay informed and protect your health. For more information, visit risesaintjames.org.
Join Inspire NOLA Charter Schools, Freddie King, Hancock Whitney, Six War Steppers, and more for 2 NOLA Love Drive-Thru Turkey and Ham giveaways. On Tuesday, November 26th, the first giveaway begins at 9 a.m. in Algiers at Alice Hart Charter School, and the second giveaway begins at 2 p.m. in historic Treme at the Mahalia Jackson Theater. Receive a free turkey or ham and food items while supplies last. We'll see you there. Learn more at inspirenolaschools.org.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Don't worry, I won't
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm your sidekick today, Mr. Ryan Richardson.
And on the other side of the glass, bringing us back with a little bit of Prince is Nyron. Oh, Nyron.
Nyron is the man.
Yes. I was looking at or reading up about Prince recently, and a misnomer about his mother is that his mother was not white. In the movie, his mother was like presented as like either someone from Portugal or like Brazil.
The movie Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, his mom wasn't white; she was
Really?
black.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a black woman who was also a singer and who was very good at basketball, but he was upset with his mother, and I don't know if there was some resentment happening with his mother, but no, his mother was not white.
She was not a white woman.
No, she
Let's
was not
clear
a
that
white
up
woman.
for all the listeners out there.
Yeah, which is funny to me.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of strange things about Prince that. So remember his wife Maite?
Yeah.
Maite, he met her when she was 16 and he was 32.
I remember hearing
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
So as much as the purple genius in music, the genius that he is, he was also problematic.
Well,
as
that's
well.
like Russell Simmons. He met Kimora Lee when she was like 16.
19.
16, and he was like in his late 20s.
He was old.
Yeah, in
He
his late
was
20s at that
old
time. Yeah.
When they got married, or even when they met. But I know she was modeling at 16. I don't remember if they got together that young, when she was that young.
Right.
But yeah, no, problematic, and I mean interesting, but can't take his musical genius from him. But yeah, he met his wife, Prince. Met Maite when she was 16. She had gone to meet him backstage, and then he hired her as a dancer.
I
But they
remember
didn't,
that, yeah.
they didn't get together until she was
Wasn't
legal.
she in one of his videos? Yeah. I can't remember which one it was, but I do remember seeing her in a video or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just creepy.
Yeah.
Really creepy. People are weird. And since we're talking about singers, I went down this rabbit hole on TikTok because that's my new thing now, looking at things on TikTok. And there's this guy who talks about people who have music careers but can't sing. And he's not wrong.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people who have very successful music careers but cannot sing. And I think the video that I caught initially was like his part 2, and so the list of his part 2 was Ray J, Jacquees, Mary J, Keisha Cole, Taylor Swift, and Sierra.
I'm a Mary J fan.
She has a successful singing career.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in between on that one. I do agree with Keisha Cole and Ray J. Because that song, Love, after so many listens, it got to be aggravating.
So carrying a tune and singing are two different things. I can carry a tune. I have a very good ear of matching notes, but I am not a
She can't
singer.
do it. She
Mary J is not a singer. She conveys a lot of emotion.
Right.
Just like Tina Turner conveyed a lot of emotion, and they have a lot of power behind conveying said emotion. But singers,
How do you feel about Beyonce?
I think Beyonce can sing.
Yeah.
I think she's I think I
She
would
can
rate her
sing.
higher as a performer.
Yeah.
Than I would rate her as a singer. But no, she can sing for sure.
All right. So, who is one of your top vocalists?
Rochelle Farrell, Jasmine Sullivan,
Okay.
Jill Scott. That's the women, of course. Gregory Porter. Let's see, Will Downing,
Okay.
El Jarreau. Let me see who else did
I'm a Luther
Luther Vandross definitely
I'm a Luther guy myself.
wonderful singer. Whitney Houston as well.
Oh man. Yeah.
But she's this, like, if you're talking about people who can sing, they called her the voice for a reason. And drugs and alcohol messed that up, and cigarettes that messed her voice up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the voice she most certainly was. But in terms of people who I think can sing, they typically don't get as much. They don't get as much features or music. Like the focus on their music as much, which I don't like. Like Jill Scott.
They're more focused on the entertainment side of it, is what you're saying.
Well, I think they look for more than just people standing there flat foot singing. Because if you go to no, Josh, I'm glad you called out for real. 504-582-9422. No, Keisha Cole cannot sing, Josh.
She can't sing, bro.
I'm sorry.
She cannot sing. I'm sorry.
You watch your mouth now. You don't do that.
No,
to her.
sir. No, sir. You heard her sing live.
Oh my God, no.
Mary J. Blige. You don't do that. Not Mary J. Blige.
I said she conveys emotion through her music, through her ability to convey sound. But no, Mary J. no singer.
She can sing better than Mary J. Blige.
What?
Who?
Oh,
Keisha Cole?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no, sir.
They about what?
Yeah, no, sir.
They about what? They got good writers.
Who cannot sing is that Ray Parker Jr.
No, he didn't have to sing. He was a musician.
Right, whatever.
And I don't think I ever fanned out about him singing. I just think he's cute, and I think he is for sure a musician.
He's at the top of that list.
No.
How y'all go mention singing without mentioning the great Dr. Reverend L. Green?
Oh no, he can't sing.
What?
He can't sing. No.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how you got a job on the radio.
No.
How you think
So
background check.
I want to hear this.
Create music,
okay,
and being able to be a good writer and convey all the emotion that you can through music. That's one thing, but I wouldn't ask Al Green to sing for a function for me.
Oh, that's sad to hear. That's sad to hear.
No, I think the music that he has sang was definitely for his voice, but him being like him and Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson is a singer. Al Green definitely is not.
You know his big hits are cover songs, right? That's songs other people sung, but he made it a hit. You know that, right?
That still does not prove.
That still doesn't mean that he could sing, bro.
That still doesn't prove.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with y'all this morning.
Yeah, that still doesn't prove your point.
Not to do it.
But Ray Parker Jr., I give you that. I never said that he was. I never said he was a good singer. I know he's a great musician. He's a great guitarist, but I don't think I ever said that he was a wonderful singer.
I mean, when you
guitarist.
Huh?
He ain't no great guitarist.
He is.
Prince is a great guitarist.
But I mean, they're not the only ones. If you add in George Benson, another great guitarist, there's people who are able to play instruments. And Ray Parker Jr. You can give him that, but singer, I'll agree with you. No, he's not top tier.
Over Eric Benet.
Eric Benet is a good singer.
He's a good singer.
A good singer. That's it.
He's a good singer. He is. Singer? He really is a good singer. Yeah, he's not at the top of my list, but he definitely is
this man has a range unmatched. This man range is unmatched.
Prince outmatched him. Prince outmatched him.
Okay, so who are we matching him to? That's what I want.
But I don't think I'm comparing to say this person is better than this person. No. You asked me who, or the question was. Who has a good career and can't sing, and Eric Benet is a very good singer, and he's a good writer as well. He's just weird as hell.
This man's a great singer.
Okay.
Okay, bro.
You Jasmine Sullivan.
You got it.
You didn't must say Fantasia.
I did say Jasmine Sullivan.
No, you didn't say Fantasia.
Fantasia is just loud to me.
Oh my gosh! This girl here, you just getting up, waking up, and learning everybody's morning. That's what you're trying to do.
No, I just think she's a powerful from the diaphragm singer. She's just loud.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Her and Jennifer Hudson. to me are on the
I
same.
Jennifer Hudson not that great of a singer. Well, she's a good
same
singer.
loud
It's
singers.
not my type.
They're the
It's
same
not my
loud
type.
singers
Nah,
to me.
Keisha, Fantasia got a soulful voice to me. It's soulful.
Okay.
It's soulful.
Okay.
And I love soul singers. I love some soul singers.
Well, then maybe that's what the difference is. You know who I think is a really good singer, but is crazy as all get out, and her talent goes under the radar a lot? Kiki Wyatt. She has a wonderful voice, but she is nice and nuts. So because she's crazy, her craziness overshadows how well she can sing. She has a powerhouse for a voice. She has a very great grasp on her pitch and her tone, but she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
All right, so Josh, what about Maxwell, my man?
Yeah,
I give all right.
He can sing.
He can sing. I think Maxwell can sing.
He can sing.
Yeah.
He's all right, but he's not like, I'm not trying to listen to Maxwell on the slick. Like,
Okay, so who do you think is better than Maxwell? Who would you put in front of Maxwell?
Maxwell. Eric Benet, I put in front of him. I will put Luther in front of him. I'll put Teddy Pendergrass in front of him. I'll put Daddy Papa LeVert in front of him. I'll put KC in front of him.
Ooh. Oh no. No, sir.
I'll put KC. I'm sorry. That's y'all.
Oh,
that's
no.
Y'all.
Okay. All right.
Anthony Hamilton is above or would be in the top. You say you like soul singers? He's a soul singer that can actually sing.
Yeah.
I'll take
KC
over
from
Anthony
Joyce.
Hamilton. Man,
No
Anthony Hamilton
way.
He need to comb his face.
You talking about appearance? I have heard KC and JoJo both sing, and they are loud.
You heard the alcoholic,
but they're not necessarily good.
I'm talking about my Diary of Mad Black Band. That's the KC JoJo I'm measuring off. I ain't going by these alcoholics.
They were just loud, and they did a lot of runs. That's not saying that you can sing. Just because you have the ability to do that's not good singing.
Nah, I'm sorry. KC is cold blooded.
Hey,
absolutely not. I'm not giving you that.
That's you, brother. But
I'll put Bobby Womack over Maxwell. Guess Bobby can't sing either.
Bobby Womack?
No.
No, you're going a little further out now, my brother.
Like you like bluesy.
Yeah. Okay.
You like singers that convey emotion, but not necessarily being able to sing.
But I'm like, nah, y'all know.
That don't mean you can sing just because you're able to convey the emotion in your songs. That don't mean you can sing.
That's it. Hey, that's your barometer. This is mine.
All
you
right.
What you're singing? I'm rolling with you. If I can feel what you're singing, I'm rolling with you. I don't know what y'all doing. Man, please. There's so many people I'll take in front of Maxwell. Maxwell, come on now.
No, Maxwell can sing.
Somebody said Jeffrey Osborne. I'll take Jeffrey. I'll take Howard Hewitt.
Jeffrey can sing. Now,
all right.
Would Jeffrey Osborne, where people may not agree about him not being a good singer, is the fact that his key in which he sings, he's a baritone. So most people are not familiar and or comfortable with baritone voices, but Jeffrey Osborne actually can sing. People are accustomed to either falsetto or tenor voices, or people who sing that bass line in their voices. But no, Jeffrey Osborne is a baritone who actually can sing.
Man, I would take Howard Hewitt over Maxwell.
Howard Hewitt can sing.
He can sing.
He can sing.
Yeah, he can actually sing.
Yeah, he can sing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't debate you on that one. All right,
yeah,
Josh.
Maxwell's problem, his ability to be consistent was hurting him with me.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Shalimar was a made-up group. Thank you for calling, Josh. Stay tuned for Trivia Tuesday questions. Good morning, Melanie.
Hi, very good conversation. I try to have. I like listening to different singers and styles of music, but my artist that I really like and I think he's underrated is D'Angelo. I love his sound and I definitely love him as a musician. I don't know what you're taking of it, whether you think he's a good singer or more of a good musician, moreover than.
I think he's a great writer. I do think he's a good musician in that he is. He plays the organ. He plays the piano. Singing, I'm mean, his voice is kind of average, but he had a package that was able to sell, right? He had the body. He wasn't the traditional look of somebody who was coming from R&B.
Right.
And so being able to sing and play the piano, he covered a whole lot of bases. As a singer, I don't think he was underrated. I think his ability to sing, he matched where he was. And when he stopped putting out music and stopped being consistent, that's where kind of people fell off.
Yeah, they fell off with him.
That second album that came out had some really eccentric kind of music because he was getting into like voodoo and devil worship low key, and some people didn't gravitate toward him with that. So any of his projects after that didn't pick up as much as they could have, but he also was evolving. Like we didn't really know what to expect from him. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think his voodoo album was phenomenal, and to me it was more spiritual, more over than quote unquote devil worshiping. I just felt that it was very spiritual. I loved the different sounds in it. It was something unique that I haven't ever heard before. But I'm that type of person. I don't follow the quote unquote bottled sound of what everybody else would follow. But I really appreciated that sound because it was something that I did not quite hear at that time. We keep getting the same old type of people over and over and over and over. And he did offer something unique. Although most people didn't get it, I got it. And I really appreciate him. Moreover, as a musician, like I do Prince, I appreciate Prince moreover as a musician than a singer. And so when you have both of those skills, to me, you are phenomenal to me. So, that's just my opinion.
Well, I appreciate your contribution to the conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Yeah, like D'Angelo, the Devil's Pie, I think, caught people off guard. For me, it didn't matter. But I know that when you start talking about spiritual, especially during this time in the 90s, spiritualness versus religion or
it was just different back then.
It doesn't go over well. I thought that the second album was very artistic, but it definitely didn't have the broad appeal. And then he fell off for whatever reason. I don't know why he didn't continue to put out more albums, but his music, like the two that I had from Brown Sugar and the Untitled, I think it was that the Untitled album?
Untitled with How Does It Feel?
Yeah. The Voodoo album. All of the songs were very creative. It just didn't land for everybody that well.
A lot of albums are slept on by certain artists. It just depends on, I guess, the time and the material that they put out.
Yeah, people weren't really open for it. But I thought his music was good. But in terms of rating on my top tier singers list, no, he wouldn't fall on that.
He wouldn't fall on that.
No, musicians, that's a whole different conversation.
What about Alicia Keys?
Ooh, God, overrated. We're going to talk about it later. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
We'll be back
all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK 1230 AM from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Expect a few scattered showers before noon, then partly to mostly sunny with highs in the low 70s. A few spots will develop patchy fog tonight as lows fall to the 50s. Wednesday has a small chance for scattered showers. Thursday has a chance to see thunderstorms with a low risk for severe weather. Highs, though, will be into the mid-70s, and a cold front will drop temperatures for your Friday. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Tired of the impersonal one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM.
Yep.
What New Orleans is talking about all day long. She can't sing. Sorry. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
Yeah, and I am Ryan Richardson. We having a battle in here.
So that first album, every single song, bop.
That
Written
was
well, songs in A minor. I remember that. I can tell you where I was
Yeah,
listening to that.
yeah.
I can tell you the words probably to most of the lyrics in this song. After this album,
She lost you.
straight garbage. Straight up garbage. Listen, and if you've ever heard her live, it's like these Thanksgiving plates y'all about to have. Fold them in half and put them right in the trash. I think that she is great on the piano for sure. She's not a performer because the two-step that she tries to do, it's a no for me.
It's a no.
It's a sit down at the piano, play.
Sit
She
down
has
at
a
the piano and
wonderful-
play
She
your
has
music,
a
huh?
wonderful stretch, being able to play, but
Yeah.
no. Another loud singer.
All
and
right.
then sometimes when she's loud, she's off. Beautiful, like when she's playing,
Right.
she knows she can. I'm sure she hears those keys, but
Right.
she can't always reach where she's going.
All right, so during the break, we were also talking about a person who can hold a note,
Mhm.
but he's not the best singer. And I mentioned to you Mr. Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown is one of those soul R&B people. He can hold a note, and the appeal for Bobby Brown was that he was the bad boy, and he was a performer. I have seen him in his prime, and him dancing and singing and going a hell of a show.
Right.
A hell of a show.
Chris Brown too.
And a writer. A great writer, and he was able to deliver the music, and I think they did good about selecting music for him. But singer, hold a note.
He was all right.
Hold a note. Yeah. But definitely a better performer than singer. But again, he's one of those soulful, emotional, delivering kind of singers that could actually find and hit the keys that he's supposed to hit.
All right, so who was your favorite member New Edition?
Now?
Back then.
I don't know that I have a favorite now.
Back then.
Ralph, of course, was the person who got everybody's attention because he had the high falsetto voice. He was the lead singer, so then that's usual. Okay. But the breakout singer from New Edition was actually Ricky
Bell. Yeah,
Ricky was the singer, and you wouldn't have known because it kept Ricky kind of tucked behind, and also he was not an aesthetic draw. Ronnie was the aesthetic draw, but Ronnie can't sing. He can rap. Michael Bivins was funny looking too. He was, but they all were able to hit their notes and hit their marks. And Ronnie was able to do a little whisper singing. You know, it was a group.
Choreography.
Everybody hit their mark.
Everybody hit it.
But like when you're talking about groups like the Temptations, where everybody in the group could sing, the New Edition was not.
I saw something on on Facebook a couple days ago, and the caption read that ain't nobody come to see Otis.
But Otis is the one that's still the original Temptation, who is still carrying and adding members to the group to continue on.
But it was funny because they went through everybody. Everybody, they went through all the different singers like Paul and Blue and all, and they were like, wow, Otis really can't sing. But ironically, he's the last one that's still hanging on.
But everybody in the Temptations could sing. Now, how well or what your depending upon the range of your voice, nobody's gonna listen to somebody singing an entire album of music, listening to the very lowest points, lowest pieces, unless you're Barry White. You listen to a Barry White album, and a lot of people listen to his music a lot. Or Lou Rawls. Lou Rawls is another one.
You'll never find.
Yeah. But the timing was right for them to do that, and they didn't keep putting out music, albums of music, because their register didn't allow for them to have much range. But within New Edition, Ralph was the draw initially, but Ricky, now we found out later, well, we knew that he could sing based from the movie, but you couldn't tell if you were listening to the radio whose voice was who.
Right.
Except you could definitely tell if it was Ralph's voice, because he had the higher pitched voice. And then when what's his face came in, Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
When he came in, you could tell his voice. It was very distinguishable because he had already had a solo career.
I just think at this point, and I may get criticized for this.
And he can sing, but he's annoying.
Right. I may get criticized for this, but I think at this stage in his career, he overdoes it now. You know what I'm saying?
That's his signature thing.
Yeah, but like you said, it gets annoying after a while. He's like, ooh.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that's his,
that's
his signature thing. Because we don't believe him when he does up-tempo music. Love You the Right Way, it was terrible.
So I'm going to throw this one out at you, right? Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat was more of a beggar.
That's Lenny
Williams.
That's
Lenny 2.0, huh?
Yes. But what made the draw was the look, because he's handsome, and also the music for that time allowed for him to put out music that people were falling out over him, not necessarily his voice. Because he's continued to tour. They had that group LSG, Levert, Gill, and Sweat.
Yeah.
Then you had he's done other projects, but no, he never could sing.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah. 504-582-9422. Good morning, Pam.
Good morning, Front Porch family. How
Good morning.
are y'all doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm well, excited about Thanksgiving because I don't have to do all the cooking anymore. It's passed down to the younger ones.
That sounds like a blessing.
It is.
It is.
Truly is. Now, you know who really touches me, and sometimes I cry when I hear them sing, and they just send chills on me? BB and CC Winans.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay.
That whole family can sing.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you believe me, Campbell?
I believe you. I believe that's your reaction to hearing their voices for sure. For sure. I believe that is your reaction to hearing them. Yes. For sure.
Yes. They are really good, and it seems like you can feel the spirit. When they sing, you can feel their spirit, the spirit of God just going through their voices, and I just admire them.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you for that. I feel you on that.
Okay.
All right. I didn't mean to wake everybody up too fast.
Oh, that's
hello,
okay.
Everybody.
People are rolling around by now. They are right. All right, Pam.
All right, y'all.
Talk to you later. The group, the Winans, Marvin has a voice that I think is a very powerful voice. BB and CC, they put out really good music, and CC can sing, and I think BB can sing too.
But
they just weren't on the top of my list. Not even when it comes to gospel singers, they wouldn't have been at the top.
So who would you say is your favorite gospel singer today? Or let's take it to back in the day.
Like I said, the Winans, the brothers,
Right.
that group.
So the group
that was definitely a group that I loved. Take Six.
Okay.
Take Six? You could put them on right now, or just have them sing whatever right now, and that would be a group of gospel singers that I would definitely lean toward. I like Erica Campbell, Tina Campbell gets on my nerves. Together they do well, but I like Erica Campbell as a solo gospel artist. Yeah, I have feelings about Tina.
Okay.
Because she does a lot of dramatics.
She's extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's the louder singer.
Uh-huh.
But no, I prefer Erica. And I'm trying to think of other gospel singers that I prefer. Sean Pace, if you remember anything about old school gospel singer Sean Pace. Ooh.
Okay.
Now that
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some of that.
Yeah, she'll weigh you out. She have you laying flat. I'm telling you. But we gotta take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch. Yes, it is Trivia Tuesday. We're coming back with the question right here on the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about
See you
all
in a minute.
day long.
From the campus of Xavier University. WBOK 1230 AM. Go. And Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Morgan Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Walmart is rolling back some of its diversity initiatives, pulling some LGBTQ-related merchandise and shutting down a nonprofit that funds programs for minorities following conservative criticism. American Airlines contractors at Douglas International Airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, are on strike. Service workers are striking over unfair labor practices and poverty wages. The average cost for a full Thanksgiving meal is 5% lower this year. The report from the Texas Farm Bureau cited a big drop in the price of turkey, suggesting there are plenty of birds, but demand is down. And Tiger Woods says he won't be playing in next week's Hero World Challenge, a tournament he hosts in the Bahamas. He is still recuperating from a major back surgery in September. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
New Schools for New Orleans, along with Allstate Sugar Bowl and Entergy New Orleans, would like to send a huge congratulations to our class of 2024 New Orleans Excellence in Teaching Award honorees. This year, we had 90 Teachers of the Year from each public school in New Orleans. Each of them was recognized at our annual gala, where we had over 350 attendees. We're excited to also share that each honoree is receiving a $1,000 classroom grant. Thank you for everything you do, teachers.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning. Yeah. How did I end up so lucky? Yeah. It amazes me that I still make you happy. Yeah. But I won't try.
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
I'm yawning on the microphone. Jesus. I am Ryan Richardson. How y'all doing? That was my mistake.
That was PJ Morton bringing us back from the break. And I was like, I have a picture with PJ Morton, New Orleans' very own, who can sing and is a great musician and writer and composer and all of those different things.
Cool person, too.
Yeah.
Met him a couple times.
I have met him.
Yeah.
And got to, actually, when they were working on the Tiana's ride at Disney World.
Okay.
He had a lot of input on the music, and he wrote a new song for the ride in Florida, and also for the what's going to be happening in California. So he's very cool. He's very talented. Yes, he can sing, and he's also a very good musician.
Yeah.
504-582-9422. Good morning, Mr. Larry.
Good morning, Mr. Larry.
Hi. How you doing, Kimber?
Doing
Toby
well.
White, beautiful daughter. Look, baby, I listened at a song, way back, and the group was Change.
Yes.
And the song was Glow Up Love. I said, man, this dude could sing. Who is he? So I went to the store. They were selling records then, vinyls. And I bought the album by Change. And the song was The Glow of Love by Vandross. So I told myself, what is it about this dude that stands out? I thought he could sing. You know, Kimber, he could really sing. But look, so I got on YouTube, and they did a thing on him being at the NAACP award given to Dionne Warwick, a tribute to her. This dude sung "A House Is Not a Home." If you guys can, go and check it out on YouTube. I think it was 1988. But I heard these music instructors critique his voice. Even the opera, white girl, they were like stunned. Said, this dude could do things with his voice, Kimber.
Oh, yeah. I know who Luther Vandross
Yeah,
is. I am very well aware.
You are
of
very
Luther.
familiar.
Luther.
Yes, sir.
All the different iterations
I
of
heard
Luther.
you mention Luther, but she
Curl
can't say, yeah,
ain't
Luther.
quite right,
She didn't go in detail. So I'm asking her, who you think that's on Luther's level or could sing as good as him? Better. Anybody?
I don't have.
Kimber.
I can't think of somebody who like Whitney Houston. That's another voice that hasn't been replicated.
I hear people say about Whitney Houston, but you know what I found out when I go to all black people houses and was at that time we're looking at their albums. Nobody had an album of Whitney Houston. Have you had one?
I have had about 3 or 4 of her albums. Yes.
What about your co-host?
I've had 3. So yeah.
Oh, you guys are unique. Because I said, damn, I don't see no album of Whitney Houston here. I thought she could sing. But I don't know if she can hang with Luther. But she had a great voice. I'm wrong.
Well, they did sing together. There are some. I think they sang like maybe at an award show or a tribute, something. They have sang together.
The NAACP.
Was it NAACP?
It was back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, they did sing together. Luther Vandross's voice. He was able to control the crescendo, like the loudness and the softness of his voice. He was a master of that, and he stayed within his range because he didn't vary out of his vocal range at all. The difference between the two of them, though, she would take a wider cast when she sang.
Well, in due respect, Kimber, I'm listening to these people that critiqued his voice. These were music instructors. I told you one was into opera.
Yes.
And they said, range, he could go from any range that you want. And when you listen to A House Is Not a Home, that was dedicated to your girl in 1988 in the NAACP award, you would see, they didn't see. Now, these are music instructors. I just, music is subjective. It's what sounds good to you, right? So I heard you people call it up saying everything. Now, I really think Maxwell could sing.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed, my brother.
I agree on that.
Yeah.
But I was listening to these music instructors critique Luther, and it was saying, music situations that I didn't even know exist. to describe this dude. So they put him in a special category. That was just a stunned at what he could do with his voice. But they said not only could he sing, but he practiced ranges and he learned that. He taught himself that besides being just a natural good singer. So when I looked at these music instructors critiquing, then I asked myself, yeah, I know why I picked this dude out voice, because he was definitely unique.
He certainly was, and definitely gone too soon.
Yes, sir.
So, ask your co-host, would you consider him your top singer? Neil.
Luther Vandross?
Yeah.
Of course. Definitely.
Oh, of course.
Definitely. We grew up on Luther, man. So, yeah.
You said of course now, bro.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. And if you get a chance, check you to NAACP to your girl who sung "A House Is Not a Home." What's her name? Deanna Warwick.
Yeah, she was sitting in the audience. I remember that. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right.
Alrighty. Yeah, Luther is on the top, like in the top standing for vocalists, male vocalists.
Luther's unmatched.
Yeah, I don't really know. But then I'm trying to think, like when he was with Change, I thought that was his. I thought that was his music. I didn't know that was Change because he sang the lead vocals.
Well, that's the thing.
I wasn't familiar with, or I didn't identify Change as the group. I thought that was Luther's song.
That's the thing. Certain artists, you'll forget that that's not their song because there's the voice is so prominent on it.
And like Switch, I thought was DeBarge because Bobby sang lead on a lot of Switch songs.
What's the song from back in the days that they played? Around Halloween, I always feel like somebody.
Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwell.
You thought that was Michael Jackson.
That was Michael Jackson.
He sang
right.
But he just sang the background vocals on that. He wasn't the main one. So I knew. Paying attention to voices, I knew that wasn't his song, but I definitely could pick out his voice from him singing.
Definitely.
Singing the hook. But with like I said, Switch. You hear Bobby DeBarge, that sounds like Elder DeBarge, that sounds like all of the rest of the DeBarges, even to the time that the younger siblings or like the grandchildren, when they came out, they have a sound that they sound all alike.
Right. It's unmistakable.
Yeah. So I again, when I heard songs by Change, I thought that was Luther. Thought that was his music because he sang lead on it, and you can pick out that voice unless somebody was like, oh no, who wasn't able to do that was like Rel Trasman. He had a solo career, but you never thought that the songs that he sang with New Edition were his song. You knew that was the group.
Right.
So everybody is not able to do that.
Everybody can't break away from the group or from that certain style that they put over on the mic.
It worked well in the group, but it didn't work well solo. So male vocalists, female vocalists, there's some people who are just not entertainers that don't get the highlight or they don't get the focus from the media. But we have a lot more singers that sing better than the people who stay in the media cycle. Like I said, Jill Scott can definitely sing. Will Downing is definitely a great singer. Gregory Porter is an awesome singer. Jasmine Sullivan, I've been to her concert. I've been to a few of her concerts. She does a little 1-2, but she ain't got to do a little 1-2. Just stand there and sing. It's fine because the voice is enough, and the writing is enough. I'm trying to think of who else can flat foot sing. There's some people who are paid attention to more that really just they are right as singers. They're not that great.
They're not that great.
No.
I mean, it is what it is. Everybody doesn't have that it factor. Or everybody doesn't have that strong voice that some people are looking for.
And a lot of people don't pay attention to whether or not these people are actual singers. Whitney was a singer. And Sing You Down And she was marketed more white, which is why a lot of black people didn't start off listening to
even
her
in
music.
the movie, like even in the Whitney movie, they showed that, the black audience didn't appeal to her.
They didn't receive her.
They didn't receive
Yeah.
her well. So yeah.
Not in the beginning, but
Right.
eventually.
Eventually they did.
Mariah Carey is a good singer. She can sing. She has a huge range.
She's
But
also a good songwriter too.
her appeal
Mm-hmm.
was a little off in the beginning because of how she was marketed.
Right.
And then at the point that she started saying, no, I'm actually biracial, I identify as black, people were still kind of like,
At that time, I was like, what? Wait. Okay.
I mean, you could look at her and see
Right,
that she was not a white woman, but they marketed her to the white audience like they did Whitney, but she had the look. So therefore, a lot of people, they gravitated toward her, and they had a lot of popcorn, Taylor Swift like appeal. You know what I'm saying? But after her, she and Matola broke up.
Yeah.
She was like, no, this is actually who I am. This is my personality, and the voice is still just as strong. So over time, she hasn't really lost her ability to have the power that she presented in the beginning. Vision of Love, that album did a lot for her.
That was
and something of Mimi, and
Emancipation of Mimi.
Emancipation of Mimi, and like those albums also. The only one that she really had problems with selling was Glitter.
The producing on the Emancipation of Mimi was slick throughout the whole album. Jermaine Dupri was a head producer on that one. Yeah. So.
But yeah, everybody can't be classified as a good singer. It's unfortunate, but just because you see their songs on the Billboard, it's not necessarily just because of their ability to sing. Could be the writing, could be that it caught a particular wave at this time that was,
and it has to appeal to a certain audience,
right?
like
That is appealing. Timing is everything, and everybody, a lot of neo soul artists that I thought and that I think can sing don't get a lot of they don't get a lot of shine. Like Anthony Hamilton is a neo soul artist who can sing, but if you ever go to one of his shows, I mean, top tier. Layla Hathaway.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Eric Benet is a good singer. I will say that he is a
Falsetto.
good singer. But he actually can hit the bottom notes as well. He's not a one trick pony. I don't know why they don't catch on though, because they definitely have, like, he has albums of great music.
It's
great storytelling.
The way a lot of them are marketed to. Like we were talking about, some record companies may not push certain artists at certain times because they don't feel like it could, fit what they're looking for.
I don't know, but I know a lot more great singers don't hit the airwaves as often as they should, and that's unfortunate. That a lot of the air quote singers actually can't sing. They have great careers based on what it is that they do, but they are not the people that I would consider great singers. But we're gonna take this break. We do have questions. Get ready for the music for Trivia Tuesday on the other side of this break, and we'll see you on the other side of it here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
See you in a minute.
All day long. Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm joining her today. My name is Ron Richardson.
And on the other side of the glass is Caleb the senior. And assisted by Nyron. It is Trivia Tuesday, and we've held you long enough, so you know what time it is. Oh, no. As we are preparing to get into Trivia Tuesday. There we go.
As we wait.
If you hear the sound of this music, you know what time it is. It is time for Trivia Tuesday. And our trivia question for Tuesday, November 26th is,
all right,
what are the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving? You know, it has been a wild ride in the last couple of weeks, and Thanksgiving is 2 days away. Mm-hmm. So we are looking for the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving. If you have a answer to the question, or you think you know it, give us a call at 504-582-9422. Baby, I know some people not even getting to go to the house to eat, to get no food this week because they didn't fill out with their people over who they voted for. So 504-582-9422. Hello, Pam.
Hey, baby, I'm back. I would say politics.
Politics. Do we see politics? Judges.
Come on, judges.
There we go.
All right.
You got the number one answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Politics.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to me.
There you go. All right, Pam.
Happy Thanksgiving, Pam.
Keep playing.
Thank you.
All righty. Yes, indeed. I know some parents have uninvited their children. Matter of fact, I talked about one of the Fox hosts who got a text from his mom who told him, you cannot come over for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
At all. She said it was a scheduling issue. I've never been told.
I have never in my life even heard that. Wow.
Scheduling. Yes.
So it's really that deep.
It is.
Wow.
It is. And for people who are like, well, is it really that? Yes, it is. Because this turkey. Is one of those things that's turkey. Sir, what are you doing? Caleb, you know I can hear that over here. Everybody on the air can hear that. Yeah we haven't even got any sound, sir. Supervisor, I'd like to see your supervisor. 504-582-9422. Good morning, Brother Lewis. How you doing?
What's happening, Lewis?
Good morning, Sister Kimber, Brother Ryan. How y'all doing?
All right, man. Well. How you doing?
Hey, man. I mean, I heard nobody talk about Angela Winbush.
Nobody talked about Angela Winbush, and who has a good singing career but can't sing? You think she's a good singer?
Oh, you I heard y'all talking about good singers. I didn't know that was a subject that had a good career but couldn't sing. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about people who have singing careers but can't sing. No, I would put Angela Winbush definitely in the people who definitely can sing. She is definitely top tier.
Mariah got a good range. She got a good one. That's one of my favorite female singers there. But but if you bring an unwanted guest, that got to be an argument starter.
Unwanted guests. Do we have unwanted guests?
Unwanted guests
for Thanksgiving that'll keep people from that'll cause a fight. Bring in an unwanted guest. That's one of our honorable mention answers because I can see where that could cause a
conflict.
Depending upon the person, though. Sure. Depending upon the person, because some people you can bring in and be like, "Oh, hey, all right, I didn't know you were coming, and this is fine." But some people you can bring that I could see that would cause people to knock all the things over immediately.
Especially you remarry, you bought somebody they don't like.
Ooh,
you going kind of deep there, brother.
Well, I have not experienced that, but I can see where that would cause some problems.
Yep.
All right, Brother
Hey, happy
Lewis.
Thanksgiving.
All right, Brother Lewis. Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving to
Have
you,
a good
man.
one. Yeah. Bringing an unexpected guest, causing an argument. It depends, right? Because I've seen in some families, and let me say this, because I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. When I tell y'all I don't have no problems with my in-laws, like none, and I am grateful for that because that is not everybody's experience, and I would hate to be in a relationship with somebody that I have to be at a point of contention with other people as well. Like being in a relationship is enough that you have to deal with, but if you have to be beefing with the people on top of that, it's a no for me.
Or your family not liking them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, that's another thing.
That is craziness. 504-582-9422. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh, what's going on, man?
Yeah, no, nothing much. How about that brown liquor?
Brown liquor.
Brown liquor.
Brown
liquor.
liquor.
Elaborate, my boy.
Say more about that.
Please.
I don't know what much to elaborate on. Brown liquor bring out that violence. I don't know much how to
So
word it.
what are you saying? Brown liquor causes trouble?
Liquor, yeah. Brown liquor causes strife.
So the brown brings you down, the white gonna keep you hyped. That's what you're saying?
I don't even know how this is even going.
Yeah.
Judges,
Sir,
where are we?
Where are we with that? Where are
That's
we with
turkey.
that?
I don't even drink, so I know that liquor into the vicinity. Oh, it's just a matter of time before this thing go down here quick.
Well, you get number 8, the drunk uncle or family members. It doesn't necessarily have to be brown. Some people just don't handle alcohol well.
Among other things.
Yeah, some people just don't handle alcohol
when that
well.
come out, boy, that liquor start to settle in, it gives all the family secrets up. All the family secrets. That's not your real daddy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Your mama was messing with her sister husband. I'm here to tell it. That's why they don't let me come over.
Have you seen this in real life of these storied events, Josh?
This sounds like this is familiar to you, my boy.
Like, is this something that you have seen before?
I can't say that because I won't be invited to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not going to let y'all set me up. I ain't going to let y'all mess me up.
Yes, indeed.
You said it, though.
Y'all know it.
Well, you've got the number 8 answer.
All right.
Liquor, drunk uncle or drunk family members will cause an argument during Thanksgiving. Well, thank you so much for that, Josh.
All right, Josh.
Okay. I think for the most part, everybody has experienced the family member who has had a bit too much to drink, and because they've had too much to drink, sometimes they use that as an excuse to start oversharing or causing or saying what they've wanted to say for quite some time.
Can I be transparent right quick?
Go for it.
I've never had that in
Really?
my family.
Never?
Never. Not that I can remember.
I have seen it before.
Really?
I definitely have seen it before. And in some cases, it's funny because I laugh at inappropriate things. But in other cases, it's like, if this is how you felt, why are you just saying this now? You could have been said that, and we could be doing something else during this holiday season. But I have seen it before.
Really?
504-582-9422. Hey, Cam.
Hey, Cam, what's going on?
Doing? Hey, Ron, what's
Hey,
going on, man?
how you doing?
I'm doing good. Been busy. I'm gonna get back to you though.
All right, I got you.
Just make sure. It just got a lot going on right now.
I got you. No problem.
Anyway, Mark and I are on the same. We're on the same wavelength. But I'm gonna say that person who always trying to get a gold plate and ain't brought nothing to the table. Ain't even brought a package of napkins.
All right.
Always trying to pile up and take plates home.
I could
see that.
Causing
Yeah.
an argument. Let me
that's a problem.
Let
That's
me
a problem,
ask
'cause
the
those are the
judge.
people
I can see that. I can see
You know
that,
what?
definitely.
Push out. I tell them, get out the kitchen. Just get out the kitchen.
That's an honorable mention. Yeah.
I guess maybe that's a black thing.
I don't think it's a black thing.
I don't think it's a black
I
thing.
think it's a cheeky thing.
It's a cheeky thing.
Because I've seen the others have those kind of conversations as well. It's a cheeky thing. Like you always want to grab.
Always trying to go get your gold plate. No. You need to sit down and eat it right chair.
She said right chair.
No, she's not. You're definitely not wrong.
You're on point.
That's an honorable mention. I have seen people of
my mama used to wrangle people in. Folks they be coming with Tupperware and stuff, trying to take food home, and like, wait a minute, everybody ain't even ate yet.
Yeah, that is wild, but you know who they are. I mean, if you've posted enough things, you've identified who those people are. And is there a pre-notice of those people so that they, can't pretend like they didn't know?
Yeah, we're going to put them on the list.
I remember it was around
no 4th.
Thank you for that, Karen.
All right, good.
All righty. You were saying.
But I'm saying, I remember it was around 4th of July a couple of years ago. An ex-girlfriend of mine, we went to a family event, and this was the first time I seen people go off about to-go plates. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, when I tell you they went ham. I had never seen nothing like that before.
The thing in my family, both my family on both sides of my parents' side and my family through marriage, they will fix you a to-go plate.
Right.
You don't have to hoard food and put stuff on the side. Now there are some dishes that you may want to take an extra slice of, because there's some dishes that are like desserts that you like. I really, really like this dessert. And auntie or such and such may not have had a chance to do any extra for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the side. But when it's time to go, they typically will pack your food. So I have seen people get into arguments about it because if it's a family gathering, you gather. It's not a pick up and go or drive through situation. And if you have other places that you need to go, we get it. Maybe ask somebody to put your food on the side, but coming in and grabbing your stuff before everybody else has had a chance.
That's kind of cheeky.
It's very cheeky.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't contributed, because even more so for people who never contribute to the dishes or even offer let me bring a bottle of wine or let me get some ice, do something.
Just something to show appreciation.
Leave away with a stockpile full of food like that. It's not good manners, and again, it's cheeky.
Right.
It is cheeky, and we're looking for the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving. We've had 2 honorable mentions, and we've had the number 1 answer, which is politics, and also the number 8 answer, your drunk uncle or family members who start either engaging in arguments or just telling family secrets because their excuse is because they own the liquor. And I never will give somebody a pass for saying things while they are under the influence, because this is something you've been wanting to say. You could have been said it and we could have been done with it. But since you decided that you were going to cause ruckus at the family event, next time you might not be invited.
You had that on your mind.
Yeah, you didn't had it on your mind. You don't need the alcohol to you don't need the alcohol to give you the courage to say what it is you want to say.
Right.
I'm getting into these comments. We've got a delay with Facebook over here, so I'm just seeing quite a few of these comments with regard to who people say are good singers, but they have a good singing career, but they're not good singers, or they're good singers and they go unrecognized. Let's see. Josh said he's never had a Whitney album, but he's had an Anita Baker album. And in comparison, there's 2 different styles of singing. Anita Baker, I would consider to be jazz.
She's jazz.
Yeah, jazz on R&B.
She's got that whole sultry feel to her music. Yeah,
that's a different comparison. Mark said Kiki Wyatt is a really good singer. She's just crazy as hell. Something is wrong with her.
All the marbles are not in the bag.
Her. Let's see. What is this? Brandy doesn't get credit, but today's singers say that her voice is the blueprint. Brandy can sing. Brandy had an unfortunate situation that kind of tanked her. Well, no, she had a combo of unfortunate situations that kind of tanked her career. Mm-hmm. The one thing when she got pregnant and said she was married and wasn't married, it was like you could have just shut up and nobody would have known about it.
The accident,
and then the accident compiled on that. And yeah, definitely a great voice. She has a she should be listed in great singers because she definitely has a voice for sure.
One person we didn't mention, what about Monica? Your opinion?
She has the ability to convey emotion. It's very old soul since she came into singing. Favorite singer, she wouldn't be on my favorite singer list. Her music has always been very barroom, broken heart, crying my beer kind of music. Even though she delivers it well, she does. Her rendition of Misty Blue was very, very good. But in terms of saying that she's a good singer, I don't know.
I didn't think Love All Over Me was too bad.
It was okay. It was all right. The writing was good on that one. When she sang that loud, she didn't tank it like Keisha Cole did with Love.
Right.
But what I was expecting to hear live versus what I heard recorded, they didn't they didn't match up.
You know, a person can sing when they sound just like the record,
or they sound better
than the record,
or they sound better than the record. And that's kind of my.
That's like Ricky Bell can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are able to sing, and I don't need you to sound like the record. Live music is different. But my litmus test for whether or not you can sing is if you sound like a singer when I hear you live. Like those award shows destroyed it. A lot of singers for me. It was like, oh my God, you sound terrible.
I find when a lot of artists do award shows, and I understand that you want to do something different, but I think a lot of artists try to do too much during award shows.
It depends, right? It depends on what they're trying to do and what you're trying to convey to the audience, right? When you're singing songs that are not as popular to bring more awareness to certain songs, that kind of turns people's like, because they're expecting to hear you sing what's popular or what people are expecting, or that they're hearing more. They want to hear it live and kind of say and do the comparison, like what do you sound like live versus what you sound like in your studio recordings. But I know a lot of people performing live, definitely voice card declined. Speaking of male singers, there's a singer from here, Luke, what is his name? He played Johnny Gill in the New Edition.
Oh yeah, I know
movie.
you're talking about. Yeah.
I can't remember his last name. His voice card never declines. That boy can sing.
He can sing, yeah.
He can sing as a male artist, and I forgot why I couldn't bring him up in my mind when we were talking about male singers. But Luke, I'm gonna find his last name. He definitely has a lovely Luke James. He has a wonderful voice that, with music, without music, changing the key in which you're going to sing the music, it all, he is able to meet the task.
And he did a good job playing Johnny Gill, too.
Yeah, he did. He did, for sure. Yeah, those are definitely, like, he is one that doesn't get a lot of rotation. Like, you don't hear enough about him. And he definitely has a voice that is strong, that he can sing at different volumes, you know, if it's forte, if it's pianissimo, whatever it is, his tone doesn't change. His the sound, it doesn't change regardless. And he's one to watch. I hope that he gets the writers and the producers that are going to showcase what he can do with his voice. He's a hell of a singer.
Talking about singers that don't get their just due, one of my favorites is Jaheim.
Yeah. he's all right. I'm not gonna say
he's not an artist that can. I don't think he'll sell out arenas. He's more of your House of Blues kind of.
Yeah.
But I think the brother can really. He can sing.
He's okay. Yeah. He's not. Life Jennings is one who I think struggles.
Stage presence though with Life.
Sing.
Really good stage.
He has the personality, but he's not a big sing cell. I would take Jaheim vocally over that.
Life.
Over Life.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm your co-host, Mr. Ron Richardson.
And on the other side of the glass, we have Caleb. And today is Trivia Tuesday. We are looking for the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving. And we have gotten the number 1 answer from Pam, which is politics. And we've also gotten the number 8 answer from Josh, your drunk uncle or drunk family members. Anita says, I'm the dessert person. I love to bake. I bring sweet potato pies and pecan pies to the Thanksgiving table, enough for everyone. The minis are from my daughter. She doesn't like the big pies. It's too much filling. Agreed. My mother-in-law makes sweet potato pies, but she makes them small. So that the crust to filling ratio is not overwhelming.
Are you a texture person?
No, not really a texture person.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm not a real picky food eater, with the exception of like I don't eat pork.
Okay.
And that's really the hard line draw for me.
Okay.
Pork. Now certain mix or like some people attempt to do sweet and savory and it doesn't come across like is that. I like sweet and savory, but if it leans too much one way or too
so
much
you don't
the
like
other,
your food
I
to
don't like
touch?
It. Oh no, I'm not one of those people.
Got you.
I think that's weird. Are you one of those people?
No.
Yeah, I think that whole your food doesn't touch. I mean, I can get not one to put all your food on a plate and mix it all in.
Right.
You know, that's a little odd, but your food not touching, I don't quite understand that one. Yeah. That's a phobia that people have that I can't make sense of it. I don't have to.
I don't get that.
I don't. Now, okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If something that you know is heavily sauced, I'm not going to put my bread on the plate because I want my bread to not be soggy.
That makes sense. I mean, that's not...
Because I want that texture. I want the contrast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a really, really good gravy and then the bread might be a little too hard, then it's okay for that. But outside of that, I don't get into, and I don't want my sweets to be necessarily on the same
plate as your food.
Yeah, unless it's the jelly, the terrible bad for you cranberry sauce on the plate with your food. I feel like that makes the perfect savory plate.
Ugh.
Yeah, no man, listen, yeah. Listen,
keep that.
It is not good. It's not good for you. You probably should not be eating anything that's jelly. But when I the contrast of a salt and that tangy sweet, it's delicious.
See, I was spoiled, man, because in the sense of my grandmother made homemade cranberry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff in the can just wasn't gonna unless she was just feeling lazy.
When people say that, the look of it is not something I want. Now, and there's certain tastes, right?
Okay.
We all know Kool-Aid comes in flavors, but we don't call it flavors. We call it colors.
Red.
Right? Red, purple, blue. We call it by colors. If I want that taste of a grape that's an actual grape, I'm not going to something that's coming in a mix.
Mm-hmm.
I want the purple taste. I want the purple. I want the
that's
actual
so New
grape.
Orleans, though.
However, no, that's that's a black thing. That's a black thing. But if I want the taste of a real fruit, I'm gonna eat that fruit.
Eat that fruit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And cranberries, honestly, I've had them, and maybe I haven't had them right. That's not a flex to me. It's like, that's lovely. And I led in with, you should not eat it. It's not really good for you, but it's delicious on the mixed plate. Mm-hmm. It gives you that nice, sweet comparison or that contrast.
Sweet / tart.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So people like what they like. But if you hand me
and I've never
cranberries or a sauce that you've made, I'm probably not going to eat it.
I've never been a sweet and savory guy. I've always been either one or the other. I have a serious sweet tooth, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you finish, you're definitely going to the dessert
Gotta have
table.
it. Gotta have it.
I'm a food person. I do like certain desserts. I have an affinity for all things chocolate. and like pound cakes or lemon pound cake, things like that. I definitely like them. Just to say sweets, no. I'm not a big sweet potato pie person, but I like my mother-in-law's sweet potato pies.
Ooey gooey cake is my.
I don't want
No?
no.
What? That's crack.
That is sugar on top of sugar, and it's just it's too much. It's overwhelming, and I've tried it. That's just one of the things that I'm not excited about.
Really? Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
That's one of the desserts in our community that people will lean into. That is one that I'm definitely.
I'm a red velvet person myself.
My husband is too.
Yeah.
I don't know what the draw is about red velvet, other than the fact that it's red.
It's red.
What does it taste like outside of regular cake?
Regular cake.
I don't need it to be red. Just make it regular. Make
All
it
right.
regular. We're looking for additional answers to our Trivia Tuesday list. Our Trivia Tuesday question is, what are the top 10 argument starters for Thanksgiving? And I'm not sure what I'm not sure what a lot of people's Thanksgivings are going to look like this go round or this year, because people are definitely drawing a lot of lines with family members and friends and neighbors and coworkers, and I don't blame them.
Right.
It's not that serious. It shouldn't cause us to fall out over who I voted for.
But it does
but
when you start taking the proverbial negative shots at people because they don't believe what you may or may not believe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's that, right?
Okay.
For me, in this particular case, I'm not an immigrant, but I would hate to see immigrants get mass deported like it's considered. Like the consideration is there. And right now, Texas is figuring out now that it's going to have a serious impact on their economy if this mass deportation happens, which was something that you should have thought about before. Now, because it didn't impact me, or I'm a citizen. There's no denaturalizing me. I was born here. But I didn't want to see that happen to other people. And people voted for that. So yeah, I'm drawing lines with you. And there's some other topics about why is that serious. You let me know that if it's not concerning you, then forget everybody else. And I don't want to be in relationship with people who are like that.
Right.
504-582-9422. Hey, Cam.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
and
Cam,
sir,
how you doing?
I am back again.
Yes,
all right.
I would say things and matters involving relationships.
That is the number 2 answer.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Relationships.
Don't be telling people, why your wife ain't here. Well, we separated. You know, stupid stuff.
That's deep.
Yeah.
People do stuff like that. I mean, I have never had it happen at my family table, but people like to get in people's business.
Yeah.
You know, some relatives, you know.
It is what it is.
We got people in our family. Yeah, we got people in our family.
People who don't have any boundaries and overreach, and when you have the reaction to them overreaching, then it's not a problem.
Oh, when you said boundaries, it's always a problem.
It's a problem. But with the relationship situation, yes. Don't be asking relationship problems, and especially don't be doing it in front of other people, because then that raises the bar. That raises the bar on people acting a fool.
Right.
Yes, it does. And people can cut up behind stuff.
Yes, they can. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Cam.
All right,
we
Cam.
appreciate you participating. Relationships, and she said relationships, and I wasn't even thinking thinking along those lines. I was thinking like, well, why we don't see XYZ no more, or why you not talking to this cousin, or why aren't you talking to that person? Like
that kind of hits close to home for me right now.
Yeah, sometimes people have to draw the lines for themselves, and getting involved in it may not be in your best interest, even if you're trying to mend said relationship. That may not be in your best interest.
Or the ones that are trying to make you mend a relationship, and you know that ain't gonna happen.
We'll talk about that a little more.
All
Stay
right.
tuned to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
All right.
I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm the co-host for the day, Mr. Ron Richardson.
And on the other side of the glass, we have Caleb, Nyron, and Jared.
Oh, we got a party over there, man.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Everybody is over on the other side in the production
How y'all
room.
doing out there today?
Listen, so relationships, that answer was really funny to me, mainly because friendships, cousins, and cousins really are your first friends. Your siblings are people that you live in the house with, but your cousins are your first friends. I have been in situations where I don't speak to cousins and people who get into the like, if you want to have the conversation as to why I don't mess with these people anymore, we can have that conversation, but getting involved in it is not gonna make any changes. I'm good on them.
You need to ring the bell on that.
Like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't hate any of my family members because we're blood related. And because we're blood related is the reason why I won't get to the point of hating you, but keeping you in my space,
I would say
I'm good.
I don't hate, but I have disliked certain things that they do. And I'm the type of person, if you cross that, I just stay away from you.
I mean, you do that with people in general.
Yeah.
I think that should be allowed, that, you curate the people that you want around you.
But then there's also this thing of, they feel like because certain people in the family feel like because they're family that we should continue to or try to make amends. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Forgiveness
And
does not equal reconcile.
I agree.
Forgiveness does not equal reconcile, and who you decide to have in your atmosphere, you get to create that. And again, because you're family, I'm not working against you. That's the grace that you will get that the average person will not get from me. I will not work against you, but I also don't want you in my space.
Right.
And I don't want to share space with you because based on your behaviors or based on the things that you
how
do.
You move.
Yeah. And
how you move.
And I don't want to change who you are, but since I see this is who you are and what you do, I'm okay, but I don't want that around me. And you get to say no. That is the one thing that as a parent, and also in my generation of Generation X, that I refuse to push on my kids is making them engage with people just because they're family. I will not do that. If someone who has been harmful to you, that's your auntie, you got to do XYZ, or that's your cousin, you got to do XYZ. Nope.
That's just an old school way of thinking.
I do not push that. I also want them to understand that comes with every action has a reaction. That means that you may not be included in situations, and if you're fine with that, cool. But I'm definitely not of the idea that I have to be engaged with people or making my children engage with people who they feel have done them wrong. Right. I don't think that's just because they share a bloodline. Right. Absolutely not. And I wish that the generation before me would have had that idea. And again, when you decide to or make a conscious decision to disconnect from people, whether they are family or not, you've lost time. And over time, you may get to a point where you're ready to engage with that person again. But
it won't be the same.
You shouldn't be forced.
Right.
That's your family. Yeah, but the family did X, Y, Z, and I'm angry right now, and I don't want to engage with that person. So making me engage with them is not going to make it go away faster. It's actually going to make me angrier, and probably resentful of the person who's trying to make me engage with those people. So I'm curious as to how, again, this holiday season is going to be post-election. People are facing repercussions of it now, and for people who would say you cutting off your family, that's not right. That's family. That is giving permission to the person who has caused you harm to continue to do so. Mm-hmm. I have to accept you because you're family, but I also have to accept your poor behavior? When do I get to say that that's enough? Or when does the person who's received the harm get to say that that's enough?
Right.
Yeah,
that's my question too. Yeah.
We do not.
It shouldn't be forced. If the two parties that are involved want to do it
mm-hmm.
and it comes organically, well then, yeah. But I don't think other people outside of the situation should be telling the two parties what to do and how they should handle things.
Yeah.
Right.
Mark says, Kimber, I feel the same way, but people say that I'm wrong for feeling that way. And we got to stop telling people how to feel.
Right.
We got to stop telling people how to feel. I had a relative of mine who made a choice to align herself with someone who is an in-law to a different side of the family that she even is connected to me on. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the impact of what she did.
Right.
And I stopped talking to her. I didn't argue with her. I didn't cuss her out. I didn't say nothing. It was like, at this point, I'm not going to be able to fool with you.
Mm-hmm.
A consequence of that, she didn't get to come to my wedding. She and I didn't really start having conversations till after I had children.
Mm-hmm.
She did something else that was not okay after my dad passed. Mm-hmm. And when she said what she said, I said, okay. And now moving forward, I don't engage. And I wouldn't have barred her from the funeral, but I don't have no words from you. And for the person who tried to engage, that's your cousin, you should. Mm-hmm. No, she said what she said without even identifying the fact that there was an experience that I was also having. And that's cool. And this will be our second time in life. And if we never mend the relationship, I have a relationship with her children. I have a relationship with her siblings. If we never talk again, I'm fine with that because I will own that I'm stubborn. I will own that I take certain things that other people don't take as serious. I take certain things seriously, and I'm not working against you. Be okay with that, because if you were not family and I was working against you, like I didn't care, like you were somebody on the street who I had no biological connection to, you'd really see what it feel like to be an adversary of me. Right now, I'm just saying, leave me alone.
Just let you be.
And leave me alone. And be all right with that. And that's good enough for me.
Right.
Trivia Tuesday question today is, what are the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving? 504-582-9422. There used to be a time where parents or adults would have designated areas where they would have conversations and kids would not be allowed to sit at those tables. Mm-hmm. I think we have to go back to that because these kids know too much information.
There are no boundaries, and
that also aids in conversations that they definitely should not be in the midst of. I hope we bring back the kiddie table and the adult table.
They need to have boundaries somewhere, and that just doesn't happen these days.
I don't see it a whole lot,
right?
Because even when I'm around kids, when they're able to tell me details of things that should only be shared between adults, it is like, And if you tell the parents, like, you didn't tell me how to raise my children.
And kids are brutally honest.
I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your children. Right. However, if they told that to me, they're telling that to other people.
Facts.
For real.
Yeah.
They are definitely sharing that outside the family. When I taught 3rd and 4th grade, little kids would come in and be like, we had to move out our house last night because my daddy didn't pay this and my mama said that she was spending the money. Craziness.
Wow.
When you hear this song, who is on the line? Good morning, Mustang Sally.
Good morning.
What? Oh, Kimber.
How you doing this morning?
If I was your daughter, you know what I would say, huh?
What
Mama,
would you say?
Who is them men that keep on coming in the place of Mr. Grayling? Where's Mr. Grayling? I don't know all them men.
How you
All
doing?
them different
Good morning,
people.
host.
All them different people.
Good
all these
morning.
different uncles
Yeah.
that's not biologically related, right?
Yeah. Where's Uncle Grayling? That don't look like Uncle Grayling.
How you doing this morning?
Pretty good, baby. And good morning to the men behind the glass. Hope everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Well, my guess would have been at the table. If someone come at the table, and everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden, some little big mouth lady about my age might say, "You know what? My potato salad tastes better than that." How's your pie? Your pie is creamy. Do they come to the table and talk about how well they cook other stuff?
You got it. That
got it right.
is number 9. Who made the best food dish? That is definitely an argument starter.
Yeah, I don't like that. Just sit at the table and eat and go home. And no, you can't take a plate.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Y'all
But yes,
have a great one, baby.
You too. Happy
You
Thanksgiving.
too. Good talking to you. All righty.
All right, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, who made the best food dish will definitely start an argument. But I only find that like if you have those tight-knit sibling families where people get into those arguments. I haven't experienced that in either side of my parents, my paternal side or my maternal side. We didn't have those arguments. Everybody did the thing that they were good at, and everybody brought that to the table. I never recall people having those arguments.
Yeah, I've never had that either.
I've seen that before.
Right.
Or you've heard about people who are always competing.
You see it more, and this is just my thought. You see it more in movies.
Yeah.
Than you would an actual real life family.
No, you
really?
I know.
I've never
white
seen it
people. For real, they argue about who did things the best.
Really? Okay.
I have seen. I've seen those country more so than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen them have arguments about that because a lot of people who are urban and have the means. People at this point pretty much cater their stuff. Nobody's spending all the time cooking.
I've never seen an argument, but I've had cousins who've whispered to me, such and did this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I just kind of play it to the left. And I don't say nothing. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Because I'm not going to be confrontational in that aspect. Yeah.
I'm not if it's good, it's gone. If it's bad, people leave it there on the table.
And they know. You know, let's be real. They know that they can't cook.
Well, maybe they know, maybe they don't know. But again, if you want to test out whose cooking is good and who's presenting good dishes, look at what's left on the table after an event. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, nobody touched that. I guess it wasn't good. Or somebody had a little scoop of it and left the rest of it. It wasn't delicious. Or they don't like that dish. One of those two things. However, that people do that. Mm-hmm. People really do have those arguments about who does what. On my mom's side of the family, they all took a trait or a skill from my grandmother, and they perfected what she taught them. So my grandmother was a seamstress. She was a cook. She also baked. She was also a confectioner. And so with just those 4 different things, each of my mom's sisters picked up on one of those skills. Mm-hmm. Now, they could do the majority of the things that she did, but some of them had a specialty.
Right.
Like the sister that was right above my mom, she used to make candy. And I mean like with the confectioner's sugar and the chocolates and in the molds. Right. She did that. And I had another aunt who she could not cook very well, but she baked very well.
Right. It's always a twofold.
That was her thing. My mom was the cook. Mm-hmm. So my other aunts could sew, and they might have taken up any of the other skills like making candy or whatever, but that wasn't their specialty. So when it came to family gatherings, they did what it was that they were good at, and that contributed to everybody having a good time.
And see, my grandmother passed in 2017, and I remember the first Thanksgiving that we had without her. My mom called and was like, "Do you remember grandma's, different dishes. And I said, yeah. So she was like, I need you to come over. Shouts out to my mom who's listening now. And she was like, you really committed all that to memory? And I said, yeah. So we just ran through everything, and the dishes came out exactly the same. So yeah, that's one of my fondest memories of Thanksgiving, that I had with my mom a couple of years ago. Yeah. So
having those traditional family dishes mean the world when you are able to replicate what you've had in years past.
Right. The only thing that's gone is her touch, but we got everything pretty much set. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I definitely know and remember what it was like the first holiday that my mom, after she had transitioned, the fact that I had already been cooking her food for a long time. We didn't miss a step and weren't like sad because in addition we were missing her and also missing food. That's got to be a hurting thing for people to experience that. But I'm definitely glad. And for the young people, the foods that you like at holiday time, go and get in the kitchen with your family members who are making those foods,
and
because
watch
they
them.
Won't be here.
Please,
they won't be with us forever.
Right.
And if you want to continue to have those dishes, get in there, learn how it's done, and get involved with the preparation, because a lot of those dishes come with multiple steps.
And hours in the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is definitely one thing that a piece of advice for the youngsters who like to come in and gather their plates.
Right.
When the cook is no longer there to provide the food.
Oh man.
Where you gonna get that plate from?
Every Thanksgiving, I was in that kitchen. I remember when I first started working in radio, I would do the overnight shift, and then I would get off, 6 a.m. My grandmother would be in there doing the thing, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna watch you. So.
That is definitely the way to go. We gotta take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm the co-host for the day, Mr. Ryan Richardson. How y'all doing out there?
And on the other side of the glass are Caleb and Nyron. We're looking for the rest of these answers to complete this list. We've gotten number 1, we've gotten number 2, we've gotten number 8, and we've gotten number 9. So we're headed in the right direction. But call us, 504-582-9422. We're looking for the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for at this time. So give us a call, 504-582-9422. Mark says that his mom passed away 3 months ago, and he's not in the holiday spirit, and Thanksgiving is at his mother-in-law's house this year, but he might sit this one out. If you have to do that.
Yeah.
If you have to do that. Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is a rough one for a lot of people.
If I'm not sure about how I'm gonna feel, rather than tank everybody else's holiday, I might sit that out. Father's Day too.
Yeah.
And it depends on how I'm feeling, what things are going around, surrounded around how I'm feeling, and you get to create that space for yourself to keep you from spiraling out of control, and then also to keep you from tanking everybody else's party.
And sometimes you just need that mental break. You know, I'm a big advocate for mental health. So
yeah. So that's totally
okay.
It's totally
That's
understandable. And if you, like I said, if you got to create that space for yourself so that you are not adding any additional burden to your own emotions, do that. Don't isolate yourself from your immediate family, because then that's a whole different situation you might be creating. But no, if you got to step away from people, that's totally understandable.
Right.
For sure. Anita said that she had her granddaughter in the kitchen with her last year, and this year she's going to do the pies. That
awesome.
That gets a bell,
that gets
for
a
real.
bell.
I'm glad to know that younger people are who have the opportunity to learn from their elders, grandparents, parents, tutelage, that's happening, because again, when those people who made those dishes are no longer here, you don't want to be in a space of missing them and missing their dishes at the same time.
Right.
I'm grateful, when I say grateful around holiday time, that I am not in my bag about not having the food. I am definitely grateful that my mom made a big deal of me learning, and then that now my children are able to do it. You know,
that's a form of generational wealth too.
Once they go on to college and go on their own, you know, if they live away, they may not be able to get here, but if you're able to make the food, you're good to go.
Yep.
You definitely are good to go. One thing that we didn't talk about that I wanted to talk about on yesterday was that the Democrats have confirmed I think over 200 federal judges. It says that the Senate won't hold votes on 4 nominees to the appellate court because I guess they're having some difficulty with this last vote of 4. But there have been 234 total judge confirmations that have taken place. 221 confirmations of judges under Biden's administration, and these last 4, they're having a little issue. But within that 221, 61 of them have been black, and 39 of them have been black women. So Sleepy Joe really wasn't that much asleep, and these are federal appointed positions. So that means until death. That looks really good, that they'll have some people working within the judicial system to keep a lot of the craziness that we all know that is on its way, that they'll have people that are working with the best benefit and best consideration of what's in the Constitution. Now, what other things are going to happen? Because a lot of the things that were promised on the campaign trail can't happen without votes from Congress or from the Senate. Or from the House of Representatives. But we'll see. We'll see people with filing different lawsuits. The appellate court is kind of where things can swing or be stopped. So that's a
good look.
Yeah, that is definitely a good look for this administration. And again, holiday season is already a difficult time for people in general, but prices are gas prices are going down, but food prices are going up.
Man, for two people to eat at McDonald's or a fast food joint is $20 or more. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the days of the $5 value meal at McDonald's or Burger King or wherever is gone.
I remember the Big Mac meal was $3.27 with tax.
Right.
With tax. So $2.99. It was $3.27 with tax.
You had a $20 bill, you could get a whole lot.
Yeah, you treating people
if
you had a $20 bill. But no, the cost of the food and the quality of the food, the cost has gone up. The quality of food has gone down. But I'm talking about the price of food that's in grocery stores are seeing an increase as well. And there are companies, particularly right now, who are making provisions for the tariffs that are going to be levied. And Walmart has already told people that they're, be prepared for increasing prices. And what's crazy to me is people are like, well, what do you mean that the prices are increasing? This is what we voted for. This is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all fitting to get.
Y'all got.
Yeah. And they said that Walmart says the prices will likely increase, and the reason why that they're saying the pricing will increase, it said the proposed tariffs that the incoming president has prepared to implement. He said that likely consumers are going to pay more for the items that they pay at that these tariffs are applied to. They said that mostly their goods are made in America, but they're looking forward to a 10 to 20% tariff that's going to be levied onto foreign countries as their goods. And so an additional 60% tariff will also be imposed on imports, specifically from China. So all of those increases are going to be passed on to the consumer. So, I'm curious as to how people are feeling about that, in particular, when they said that they were voting for the economy. Many of them searched for how do tariffs work after the election, and you don't get a do-over here. You're going to be stuck with what's happening.
You got to roll with it.
Yeah. And I wonder how many more individual voters who did, in fact, vote for him, how they're going to feel, and what are the cries going to be at that particular point.
We'll be able to tell in a few months.
What do you think they're going to say?
To be honest, they'll try to find some rebuttal or some way to justify why it's going up or why it's doing this or why it's doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we already know what was coming. We already knew what was coming.
We know what's coming, but it's always a justification somewhere.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I don't know. They in particular are worried about the deportation and how it's going to affect their economy.
But the thing
because
about
the mass
is,
deportation is going to impact companies that employ those people.
But the thing about it is, they voted for her.
Yeah, they did.
Right.
They most certainly did. They are actually right now saying that it would devastate our industry. We wouldn't finish our highways. We wouldn't finish our schools. They also said that housing would disappear and they'd lose half of their labor. But this is, again, what y'all were touting. We got to fix the border. If you send these people back, the people who are doing these jobs that, air quote, they're taking our jobs. These are jobs that y'all aren't even interested in doing. So Texas relies on undocumented labor, and is one of they never said that as they voted against their own interests. 60% of the workforce is undocumented in the state of Texas and the size of Texas, for you to say that it's 60% of the workforce that is going to be impacted by the deportation of undocumented people. How are you going to answer that? Because Texas grows pretty quickly, mainly because they have the bodies and the people able to work for less money. Because they're undocumented, when they do get paid, they pay into the system for taxes that they can never benefit off because they're not citizens. Like, they pay into Social Security and will never get Social Security. But if you're talking about taking 60% of their workforce is undocumented, who's going to fill those jobs? Who's going to step into those positions and provide additional personnel when those people get sent back?
I don't know. And you know what? That's not my issue.
It's not, but it's going to impact.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Yeah.
It's the trickle down that we always have heard about, trickle down economics. The trickle down of the impact is also going to impact us. The wait time for things, we're going to have.
I'm being sarcastic, and you know why.
Yeah.
But I get it.
All of those things again.
Right.
The availability, the access to it, and of course, as supply goes down and the demand goes up, the price goes up because it's scarce. So things that required, it didn't require undocumented people to do it, but jobs that had 60% of undocumented people just in one state to perform those tasks, what's gonna be the new battle cry when they go? Are you gonna say bring them back? Because once they go, if they are brought back, they cannot enter into the United States. They can't apply for citizenships because they basically are on the no entry list.
All I have to say is it looks good on you.
Well, the lepers are eating their faces. The lepers are for sure eating their faces. It is really unfortunate that it's going to take, again, people to touch the fire to know that it's hot. And now that you're going to have to suffer the consequences of what you actively petitioned for and voted for and supported with the racist rhetoric and with the elitist, not even the elitist, it was the us, you're not valued. You're not a human person. All of those different justifications and reasons that people decided to vote for the Cheeto almost in chief.
I worry
now they're going to have to deal with the consequences of their selection.
That's what they got to do.
And you all right with that?
I mean, hey,
I am all right with that for sure. With my full chest, loud as I can say it. I am definitely good with it.
Because I know where I stand and I know, who I voted for. So it's all right.
And also in other news, there's been a vote on a Lebanon ceasefire, and they're having conversations about that. However, they have not talked about the ceasefire with Gaza. And for the people who again voting against their own interests with that, you had a chance to at least get to the table to have a conversation with somebody that's rational. However, the person that's in charge of what is he called? I forgot what title that he gave over to Huckabee being over Israel. He said he does not recognize the West Bank. And
we spoke on that yesterday, right?
Yeah, he is not looking for a two-state option. He's saying that Israel gets to take over that place. And again, that was not their original. That's not their place of origin.
Yeah.
Yep. So all of the people who
Yeah.
are now looking back going, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I should have done something else. This is what we are getting ready to, this is what y'all are going to be experiencing. It's unfortunate, but this is, again, what it is that you voted for and actively campaigned for. And now that the chickens are coming home to roost, you have to sit with that.
I don't have a bell, but that's what we putting it out.
Yeah, that's where we are, and
that's what we putting in.
As the holiday season continues to move forward, I hope that people are able to draw lines with family and friends based on how they see fit. And I hope that the people who are being excommunicated or removed from the company of certain people, that you don't get mad about it, that you take that. If somebody says, I don't want to engage with you, but I want to talk, I don't want to, leave the people alone.
You have that option.
Leave the people alone.
Leave the people alone,
And don't be complaining
Right.
that they're being mean to you, because you were mean to them with your vote.
You haven't seen mean yet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Right.
I'm hoping that when I get off that people haven't started clearing the shelves just yet, because I'm going to have all my food done by tomorrow afternoon. So when I get up on Thursday, we can hit the road. And I like to get it done and get it finished, because if we have to leave on Thursday and I have to start cooking tomorrow night, we going late because I'm going to have to catch up on my sleep.
Well, like I said, I'll be by my mom. I am bringing something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be my day.
The whole day. So when are you going to start preparing your food? That your pie that you're going
to... Well, it's today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you make two in the event that you're going to start eating on one before you actually have to deliver the other one?
I have to, because
that's always
that's what
that's always smart. Let's see. Aditha says the companies are going to keep breaking laws just like they have been. If they have to pay more smugglers to bring in workers, they'll do it. Yeah, but will people be willing to take the risk? Because for me, once you sent me back, and I know I'm coming back under imminent deportation and or being criminalized, right. I don't know that I would lean into that. And unfortunately, the people who have been paying people who are undocumented to complete a task, knowing that they are campaigning for those people not to enter the country, like that is completely moronic. Those two things don't line up at all. And again, if you sent me out, I'm good. I'm not coming back. I'm fine. It's no problem.
Yeah, there's no need for me to come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting couple years. I've seen where children have gotten text messages, or some people have gotten text messages saying on this date, be prepared to report to the cotton fields, and
I saw
some
that.
kids
Yeah.
being told, pack your bags, it's time for you to go, and all of these things. When you elect people who have run on such loud rhetoric, you embolden people who have been sitting quietly waiting to get to be granted permission to say the things they had been forced not to say because they were going to be penalized for saying said things. But now they are getting more emboldened, like to the point that they're bringing Trump flags to school and harassing other kids. That, for me, is not okay. And my children haven't experienced that. But again, for those people who were single issue voters, I voted because of the economy. I voted because what was going on in Gaza. I voted because whatever your reasoning was, as the violence continues and you don't see people being held accountable, like the girl who shot Botham Jean in his apartment, right? When you start seeing people not being held accountable, like the lady that was just recently sentenced for shooting the black lady through her door. She just got sentenced, I want to say, in the last few days. When you start seeing more of those people not being held accountable, again, this is what you leaned into and this is what you wanted. Go talk to the people. Go talk to the people that you were comfortable with what they were saying in their promises, in their campaign promises. Because the people who said, you know what, neither party is perfect, but I know this party is going to continue tilting the scales of fairness into a more balanced situation as much as they can. I'd rather have them at the table and willing to have them listen to me versus, paying for these air quote cheap eggs that's supposedly coming. I love this. I love to see the cost of eggs come down, but when it doesn't, and if it doesn't, because the people that are being put in power Oh, they finally got a black guy in the cabinet.
Really?
Yes, he is urban development and housing, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember his name. He's from Texas, though. That's the first black guy.
Okay.
So even with all that tap dancing that Byron Donalds and Tim Scott did, they still don't have a spot in the cabinet.
Alrighty.
Well, we're gonna take this break,
Right.
y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm the co-host, Mr. Ron Richardson.
And on the other side of the glass are Caleb and Nyron. The gentleman's name who has been named as the leader of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. His name is Scott Turner. He's a former NFL player and executive director of the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council. This is the second black cabinet member of Trump's administration in total, because remember the previous administration, Ben Carson was the Secretary of HUD. Urban, does urban mean black? Is this the black jobs we were talking about before that the people were taking?
What is a black job?
Whatever job that you are able to do.
I mean,
whatever job you are able to do.
What is that's okay.
Whatever job you are qualified to do. If you have a degree in information technology, then anything related to information technology is your job.
Considered a black job.
It's a job.
Okay, it's a job.
Let's
clear that
nurse,
up. It's a job.
If you are a nurse, then you have an RN. You're able to go and participate in anything related to within the confines of registered nursing ability. Right. If you have a high school degree, a high school diploma, anything that requires you to have a high school diploma would be a black job.
So I guess
anything for which you are qualified, it is a black job.
A black job.
But it has no limitations by being called a black job. It's just the job that you're qualified for. I don't know anybody who applies for jobs outside of this particular cabinet. And in this case, they're not even applying for jobs that they're not qualified for. But I don't know too many black people that apply for jobs that they are not qualified to do. For instance, I don't know, and maybe there's some people who do this, but I don't know somebody who applies for a job in finance if their degree is in art history. Not saying that they can't be taught how to do it, but you would think that because their degree is in art history,
right,
that it wouldn't be applicable in the finance area. Not saying that you can't be trained to do it, but I would think that you would apply for a job that would be in your sphere of education. And, for jobs that only require a high school diploma, that's any service level job that I've ever heard of. From fast food to managing different retail places, to being the head of administrative staff, because you don't really have to have a degree to do those things. Clerical work, working for the post office. There are many things that you can do that only require a high school diploma that don't say black job. It don't say black, it just say job. Position needed. I've never seen, unless it's a music video where they specify the color of the person. Hey, we need black people to come fill this particular need. No, we need people to come do this job. Now hiring never is followed up with now hiring black or Hispanic only, or just white people. We're hiring white people only. Now the hiring process may look white only, or may look like they don't hire people of color, but I've never seen anything advertised or that people apply for jobs that they are not qualified for. That's craziness to me. So I guess in Trump's mind, if it says urban, that's a black job.
That's a black job.
Yeah, but I know many people who
Mr. Trump
have jobs that don't have the urban descriptor, and because urban means what by definition?
Urban.
It does not mean black for sure.
No.
Urban by definition is relating to or characteristic of a town or a city.
Urban and rural areas?
No. So characteristics of a town or city. Yeah. So town, city means like people who live in towns or
in
cities.
Right.
Is there such a thing as just a black city?
I don't think so.
You may have more populace that's high.
The population may be.
Yeah, but like, does it mean it's only black. Just for black people?
I don't think so.
Crazy.
Nah, craziness.
Work.
Yeah. Crazy work, as the youngsters say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to see what is going to unfold. I'm going to do my best to keep the people who mean something to me insulated. And if they say they're not talking to certain people because they don't feel safe to them, I'm going to support them in that by not trying to join them into conversations until they're ready to. Because carving out a space and wanting to be comfortable doesn't have to do, it may not be forever. And if it is forever, well, it is what it is. But when people say they don't want to be bothered and they didn't had enough leading people alone, let them be. And we still haven't filled out this list. We're looking at the top 10 argument starters for Thanksgiving. I think we had more calls about the singers who had singing careers and couldn't sing than this particular
topic,
question.
yeah.
Yes, and this is one I thought that people would be heavy on.
I was gonna say who brought the potato salad, but we already touched on that.
We had, but nobody had called in. But that was answer number 3. But I'm looking forward to
who brought the potato salad.
Yeah, who made the potato salad could start an argument.
All right.
Because everybody can't. That's a dish that you get it right or you get it wrong.
Yeah. Everybody can't make potato salad.
Everybody cannot make potato. And if we've been to your house and we see how you interact with your pets.
Oh.
We don't not just want your potato salad. We don't want nothing. Nothing at all.
And I'm a dog lover, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love my baby queen who's at home waiting on me. But it's just certain things you don't do.
Right.
Right.
I have 2 dogs. I have 2 big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come in the kitchen while we're cooking.
Right.
They're not the taste testers.
Right. No. We not. She has her own individual bowls, and we don't know.
We don't share food ever. And that whole kissing your dog in the mouth is weird to me.
We still black.
Well, I don't know if that's just that we're still
and I'm
it's
clowning when I say that, but yeah, right.
Like, that's
right,
nasty.
Right.
If you sit and watch a dog, just watch a dog over time. All the places that a dog put its mouth, I don't want no parts of it. And I mean, like any animal who's able to clean themselves with their mouths, there's never gonna be a mouth on animal mouth thing ever. 504-582-9422. Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Kimber?
Yes, ma'am.
They got somebody behind the glass sounding like the radio. They say Mustang Sally. Did I walk through there with a horse next time?
Well, thank Caleb for that.
I mean, he
that's
got
who
that
was.
voice, Kimber. Oh, my goodness. I was saying, did I get one when I was talking about the people talking about people food at the table?
When you call, who made the best food dish? You got that one.
Right.
Remember when people
thank
compare?
you.
She got that one, yeah.
Yes, you did get
Okay,
that
but
one.
I'm going to give one more. I don't know if they would do this one, but I think this would be a little argument, too. Religion?
Religion is one.
That is the
That's
number
one.
5
Yes.
answer. You are absolutely right. That will be something that will start an argument at any
so
table.
I have 2, right?
Yes, ma'am. You have number 9 and
right.
you have
Thank
number
you so
5.
much. And guess what? Speaking of potato salad, Urkel was in this one. Who made the potato salad?
I remember the movie, but I can't think of the
potato salad.
I can't think of the name of it. I know what movie she's talking
That's
about.
the name of
That's
it.
the name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, who made
okay,
the
who made
potato
it?
salad?
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was
That's
the
a
number
funny
3.
scene.
That
All right.
was the number 3
Wow.
answer. So
okay.
You on a roll.
I'm
Mustang
enjoying y'all show. Keep it up.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you.
Have a good one. All right, y'all. It is the time of the day that I have to share the list with you. The question was, what are the top 10 argument starters at Thanksgiving? Number 1 was politics. Number 2 was relationships. Number 3, who made the potato salad? Number 4 was sports. Y'all know y'all going to be arguing about who's playing football and who's the better team on Thanksgiving
That's every
Day.
year. That's every year.
Number 5 was religion. Number 6, somebody owing somebody else money. Number 7, sexuality. Number 8, drunk uncles or drunk family members. Number 9, who made the best food dish? And number 10, somebody funky, the body odor. Somebody need a shower. Well, thank you for joining us on this Trivia Tuesday. It was fun. I look forward to seeing you on Bad Churn Wednesday because we'll get our updates of what to do and what not to do from the docs on tomorrow during this holiday and weather change season. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and do something nice with somebody else just because it's a nice thing to do. I'm your host, Kimba White Dupree.
And I'm Ryan Richardson. Thank you, Kimba.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the glass, both Nyron, Caleb, is the whole trio, and Jared. Until we talk to you again, y'all, have a wonderful day. Peace.
Love you.